Buttigieg's rise to prominence is a story of sharp intellect, disciplined ambition, and strategic career moves. From a standout student to Secretary of Transportation, his journey is one of purpose and steady growth. But there's more beneath the surface. With an eye for luxury and a penchant for smart investments, Buttigieg's lifestyle reveals a fascinating blend of wealth, style, and long-term planning. Let's take a look inside his world, from mansions to cars and the net worth behind it all. Born on January 19, 1982 in South Bend, Indiana, Pete Buttigieg was raised by Joseph Buttigieg, an English professor, and Anne Montgomery, a linguist. With such intellectual and academic influences shaping his early life, it's no surprise that Pete's academic journey was exceptional. He graduated as the valedictorian of St. Joseph High School in South Bend before earning a BA in History and Literature from Harvard University in 2004. But did his success stop there? Not at all. His drive and intellectual curiosity led him to become a Rhodes Scholar, studying at Pembroke College, Oxford, where he earned a degree in philosophy, politics, and economics in 2007. Pete Buttigieg's career trajectory was equally impressive. In 2007, he joined McKinsey & Company as a management consultant, working across various sectors and gaining invaluable experience. But Pete's path was never one to follow the conventional route. While at McKinsey, he also served as an intelligence officer in the U.S. Navy Reserve from 2009 to 2017, where he rose to the rank of lieutenant. His service included a 7-month deployment to Afghanistan in 2014, an experience that would forever shape his worldview and leadership style. With his background in both business and military service, Buttigieg transitioned into politics, a realm where he would ultimately make his most lasting impact. He first worked on Democratic campaigns for figures like Jill Long Thompson, Joe Donnelly, and John Kerry before deciding to run for office himself. His first attempt, running for Indiana State Treasurer in 2010, was unsuccessful. But that setback didn't deter him. Instead, it fueled his ambition. Just 1 year later, at the age of 29, Buttigieg became the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, making history as the youngest mayor of a U.S. city with over 100,000 residents. During his time as mayor, Buttigieg launched ambitious urban revitalization projects, such as the demolition or repair of over 1,000 abandoned homes, and the Smart Streets Initiative, which modernized South Bend's downtown and attracted significant investment. His leadership during these years earned him recognition, but it was in 2015 that his personal story took a remarkable turn. During his first mayoral term, Buttigieg came out as gay, a move that resonated deeply with many across the nation. His openness was met with overwhelming support, and he was re-elected by a wide margin later that year. However, his second term as mayor wasn't without challenges. Buttigieg faced intense scrutiny following a high-profile police shooting in 2019, leading to increased attention on police reform and race relations in the city. Yet, despite these challenges, Buttigieg's national profile continued to rise. In 2017, he launched a bid to become chair of the Democratic National Committee, but pulled out before the final vote took place. A few years later, he turned his sights on a bigger challenge, the presidency. In 2020, Buttigieg launched his campaign for the Democratic nomination, gaining national attention with strong debate performances and even winning the Iowa caucuses. While he did not secure the nomination, his campaign earned him a spot in President Joe Biden's administration. In February 2021, Buttigieg was appointed as the U.S. Secretary of Transportation, a role that would see him at the helm of major infrastructure initiatives and transportation safety reforms. Buttigieg became the first openly gay person to be confirmed as a U.S. cabinet secretary, a groundbreaking moment in both his career and for LGBTQ+ representation in government. Yet his tenure wasn't without controversy. Buttigieg faced criticism, notably for his handling of the 2023 East Palestine, Ohio train derailment, a situation that highlighted both his strengths and vulnerabilities as a leader. After President Biden exited the 2024 race, Buttigieg threw his support behind Kamala Harris, who ultimately lost in the general election. Despite his growing public profile, Pete Buttigieg has always kept his personal life grounded. In 2018, he married Chasten Glesman, a schoolteacher and writer, and together they have 2 children, twins Penelope Rose and Joseph August, whom they adopted in 2021. His family life in Traverse City, Michigan, is a far cry from the bustling political arena in which he's spent so much of his adult life. But there's more to Pete than his professional achievements. He's also an accomplished linguist, speaking 8 languages, including Norwegian, Spanish, Italian, Maltese, Arabic, Dari, and French. He plays both piano and guitar, even performing with the South Bend Symphony Orchestra. So, what does all of this mean when it comes to his lifestyle and wealth? While many sources place his net worth anywhere between $500,000 and $16 million, the reality is more complicated. Conservative estimates, supported by outlets like Celebrity Net Worth, Forbes, and Penn Book Center, put his net worth between $500,000 and $1 million as of 2025. These numbers reflect his government salary, book advances, and some smaller investments. However, high-end estimates from sources such as Finance Monthly, Lawyers Club India, and Global Beauties suggest that his net worth could be as high as $16 million, based on a mix of luxury real estate holdings, large stock portfolios, and income from book deals and media appearances. In between, there are moderate estimates, like those from Value Flunt, which place his net worth between $1.2 million and $2 million, underscoring Buttigieg's frugal lifestyle and his reported ownership of a single home in Michigan. But here's the twist. Some reports suggest that Buttigieg's liabilities, including student loans and mortgages, may exceed his assets, bringing his net worth closer to zero or even negative. While some sources claim Buttigieg owns multiple luxury homes, including a $2.5 million townhouse in Washington, D.C., and a $1.5 million beachfront property in Hawaii, these claims lack consistent verification. The most confirmed residence is his home in Traverse City, Michigan, which reflects a shift away from his longtime ties to South Bend. Furthermore, there is no verified evidence of Buttigieg's ownership of luxury cars, watches, or yachts. While reports mention his drive of a 2025 Ford Mustang Mach-E, an all-electric SUV, there's no mention of a collection of exotic cars, yachts, or private jets. Buttigieg's investment portfolio also presents a mixed picture. Some sources claim he holds significant stakes in tech giants like Apple, Google, and Tesla, with some estimates valuing his stock portfolio at $8 million. However, more credible sources point to much smaller holdings, around $50,000 in Apple and $15,000 in Google. Most sources say he likes index funds and ESG ETFs more than picking individual stocks. What does all this tell us about Pete Buttigieg's financial situation? While he may not indulge in extravagant luxury or ostentatious wealth displays, Buttigieg's life reveals a man deeply committed to long-term financial stability and sustainability. His modest yet successful approach to finances aligns with his public persona, a pragmatic, forward-thinking leader who balances his political career, public service, and personal life with careful consideration. His choices reflect not only his political ideals, but also a lifestyle focused on growth, sustainability, and responsibility. So, whether you're a supporter of his policies or simply curious about his wealth, one thing is clear. Pete Buttigieg's wealth story is far more nuanced than it might first appear. His journey is not just about accumulating assets, but about creating a lasting impact, both politically and personally, in a world that often values instant wealth over long-term purpose.